You are watching the Pan African Daily TV with Dr. Susan Tata. The Africa we want: unity, consciousness, our culture, our spirituality, our history. One Africa for Africans worldwide. Motherland's calling its diaspora home. Join my voice. Join my team. Join my campaign. Campaign 21 hashtag 1 million subscribers on the Pan African Daily TV YouTube. Be a volunteer. Apply now. Be the new Africa. So, welcome, beautiful people, Hotep community, and the Pan African Daily TV. Like we promised yesterday, we are well seated and positioned in the Pan African Daily studio and actually connecting live with elder brother Professor Ron Spears, all the way from Detroit, on the Pan African Daily. Not for the first time, as we all know, he's a household name here and a huge contributor to Pan-Africanism, to Afrocentrism, to knowledge, to to the building of the Africa that we want. So I want to thank all of you that are joining. And remember, we made it a promise that we sign in at any time that we find ourselves alive for any purpose and whatever reason that we're still here. We're going to continue to do this. So I just want us to start up as usual. We drink water and we mind our African business. And so drinking water, minding our African business is always calling our ancestors and remembering all the fallen heroes of in the struggle of the African, be it on the continent, be it in the diaspora. That's what we do in memory of them to keep that code of conduct. So today we want to get another feedback on the One Africa conference, and particularly this time because Elder Ron Spears is actually the host, like we can say, it's in Detroit and in Michigan, and contributed a lot in this powerful conference that we had out there. And we've heard all the speakers that have been here, like yesterday from New York. I think all of them were the New Yorkers. Now we want to know from the Detroits also and the Michigans actually how the conference was perceived, why that particular location, what is happening after that, and what is the spirit around that area. And also, he made a very huge contribution during the conference. I think for those of you that were not there or did not have the opportunity to watch it live, he's right here, would say actually the point where he focused on and why he had to focus on that, and also to give impressions of about the other speakers that were also involved and engaged in the One Africa conference. And we also want to find out, I mean, it's almost getting to a weekend, which on this day, like particularly this day, what was he doing last week at this time and this day and this moment? Where was he? What was he doing? What was he running around doing? And so, like, like just take it back, like it was happening today. So, good evening, brother, and welcome. Like I said again, what were you doing last time, last weekend on this particular time, this day? What were
Yeah,
you?
no, it's Dr. Tata. It's always an honor to be with you, and yeah, let's go there. This time last week, I had Felicia was in town. Sister, shout out to Taki and Felicia for what they have done, as well as the team that pulled off the conference. Felicia got in town a little bit earlier in the week, and
Mhm.
we did a screening of the Happy film documentary at my church. So Felicia helped me with that, and so I dropped her off at the hotel so they can start planning. And this time last week, which was Friday, I mean, I was just on pins and needles waiting to get to the conference. Unfortunately, I'm from Detroit, so I slept in my own bed and I was at home. I know Brother Jabari yesterday probably checked into the hotel, and some of the elders, as he mentioned, were already there at the hotel. And so there was some what we call pregame going on, some discussions with the elders and other hotel guests. I had to miss that part because I was home, because Detroit is home for me. So I didn't really get to the conference until it started on Saturday morning. So so this time last week, I was just sort of getting my mind ready and excited, almost hard to sleep because this was just so huge. And I was part of the group that was supposed to go to Kemet with Hoppy back in February, when this conference was supposed to originally take place. And so obviously that didn't happen, and Taki and others have already gone into what went on that caused that to happen. And so it was postponed from February. And I just knew it was going to be in New York. I'll be honest. I thought that they were going to have the conference in New York. It just seemed to be the logical choice, because a lot of the elders, live there, and of course Taki and some of the other presenters, a lot of them reside in that New York area. Felicia's there, Taki's there, so I just assumed that it was going to be in New York, but they said no. When they said Detroit, I got to tell you, I got excited. I got really, really excited, and I'm born and raised in Detroit, and as Taki mentioned, Detroit, there's something special about Detroit. Felicia's from Detroit, so Felicia and I go way back. So Detroit, let me tell you what it's like growing up in Detroit. I grew up in an all-black neighborhood, went to an all-black elementary school, middle school, high school was 99.9% black, and then I went off to a black college, Morehouse. So to have that little African experience, because Detroit growing up was like probably 80+% African American population. Okay. We had black leadership in the local government, mayors and city council, and stores and businesses. So Detroit is just one of those rare gems of a city, where there's just something special about Detroit. Nation of Islam was founded right here, and a lot of the movements kind of managed through Detroit. Martin Luther King's first "I Have a Dream" speech was rehearsed here in Detroit. Of course, you got Motown and the entertainment area. Of course, so there's just something special. There's a special energy about Detroit. A lot of the reparations movement, reparations right here, Queen Mother Moore right here in Detroit. So I was excited when the conference was in Detroit. So this time last week, I just was like, is it morning yet? It's like Christmas Day or something, where you just kids waiting for the day to come. So that's the beauty of Detroit. I was happy that they chose the conference here. And let me tell you, it was amazing. The conference, as the speakers that came on before me and those that will come after, it was amazing. I mean, from Mfodishi it started out with of course the drummers and dancers poured libation for the ancestors, and then Mfodishi got on, and the speakers, I mean, just amazing. And then let me sort of give you some flowers, because your speech, your words, as Taki mentioned, I was sitting in the front row, so everybody was sitting behind me. I was in the front row watching you. Behind me, uncontrollable sobbing and crying as you were sharing your words. And as you know, I'm a poet, I'm a storyteller. Words have power, words have vibration. And the message that you shared and the spirit with which it was shared was felt immensely. So just I'm giving you a lot of flowers right now. It was beautiful and you helped to make it beautiful. So thank you for your contribution to this. I mean, that code, that May 23rd, 12:12 p.m., the code, the collective vibration, the great awakening, powerful. It was one of the defining moments of the first day of the conference. So,
Thank you.
mhm.
Travel Light is saying you made us ugly cry.
I
Wow.
mean, you know,
Okay.
just flowers, flowers, flowers. Queen
Thank
Mother, it's Mother's Day weekend. Flowers, flowers, flowers. Dr. Susan Tata, you brought the house down. You brought the house down. And
Wow.
that's not
Ooh, I'm all goosebumps now. Like, okay. I don't know. Actually, you can actually would believe me. As I said, it was just coming from the ancestral spirit. I don't even remember. If you ask me, what did you actually say? I really would not even say it. You There's something I really love us to touch about that. Apart from just this, your book.
Mhm.
And today I made a comment like Unstoppable Africa. Unstoppable Africa, because I saw it in your spirit. I see it in your book. I see it coming. And like there is no amount of anything that is really gonna stop this. Nothing. Nothing. And like it is the place, it is the space where we are now, where we are being guarded. You can see it all over the internet, all over the continent, all over in Detroit, from there and coming back. You see, we are really unstoppable. Now, when you wrote that book, did you see this, that it was going to come like this? Or you just was like, this matters? And like, yeah, Black matters lives, or Black life
Black
matters.
Matter lives.
Yes, Black
Black
matters
Matter.
lives.
It's a play on Black Lives Matter, just changing the words around and the different pronunciation of the word lives. Instead of lives, it's
Uh-huh.
lives, meaning it's a rising, it's that great awakening. Okay, using the Black matter and not trying to prove to the world that we matter. No,
Mhm.
we're going back into the black matter of our minds and our melanin and our pineal gland as a source of our strength. It is the source of our strength. As you know, diamonds are one of the most rarest gems and most precious gems. But it's in order for that diamond to shine, it has to be beat down in that black carbon. Okay, and it can cut. They use diamonds to cut machinery, right?
Mhm.
And so it's just the black matter that's in our minds, that's in our melanin, is the source of our strength as a people, right? And you know, growing up in Detroit, I was very heavy into STEM programs: science, technology, engineering, and math. And so in high school, I studied a lot of physics and calculus and chemistry in high school, even calculus based physics in high school. And so I was prepared to go on to college and study and get a degree in physics. And
Mhm.
since I went to a black college, was taught by black professors, one from America, one from the Caribbean, and one from Nigeria,
Mhm.
we were taught the knowledge of self. When quantum mechanics, we learned about why when a lot of black people get in the room, the temperature rises, melanin and the sun and all of that. And I had to take a class called mathematical physics in order to understand the fourth dimension of
Mhm.
space time. And
Mhm.
so what my book is about is taking that laws of physics and the power of the spoken word to create change and manifest change. And so, just like I'm giving you flowers for your use of channeling the ancestors to use your voice as a vibration to wake us all up,
Mhm.
I'm using my voice because I've shared a number of my poems on your platform, and
Mhm.
my poems can do the same thing. It's using the power of the spoken word as a vibration to spark and manifest change, and
Ashe.
that is what we have the power. So a lot of my book is a lot of all of my poetry is in the book. It's like chapter 7 is full of poetry,
Mhm.
right? But ironically, because you mentioned the ancestors, you don't remember even what you said. I know exactly where you're coming from because I go through the exact same thing. I
Mm.
don't get the credit for this. It's the ancestors communicating to me. Most of my poems were written on airplane rides when I'm trying to sleep, but I'm really meditating. And I
Mm.
would wake up and just write down what was in my head. So I
Mm.
look at some of the stuff that I've written and I like, wow, did I write that? Who wrote that? And so it's a beautiful thing to be guided by your ancestors. And
Mhm.
to your question about why are we so strong, it it is why we are as powerful as we are.
Mhm.
And and I got to meet sisters at the conference who came up to me and said, because of you, I got through physics because of your show. I have a show over on Rev Shock's platform, the metaphysicists and the physicists, as above, so below. So it was
Mm.
just so great for people to recognize me from that show
Mm.
and come and speak and talk about how much they like it. But back to us. I take kids to Africa all the time,
Mm.
and we take them to Gorée Island, which is right off of Dakar, Senegal.
Mm.
And so I've been to Gorée Island. I've walked to the door of no return several times.
Mm.
And we are the only people that can go out through that door, become enslaved, and then come back as tourists. Others have gone through this and they have died.
Yes.
And we as a people have gone through that door and come back. And everything that has happened between us going through that door and coming back is a testament to the power and strength. We should all be clinically insane with what we've gone through as a people,
Mm.
and the fact that we are here with our right minds having a conference like this and talking about May 23rd 12 p.m., a collective vibration. It's powerful to just even think about that. And
Mm.
so that's why I use the laws of physics, because I break it down with African sacred science. That's
Mm.
what chapter 1 in my book ironically is called The Great Awakening, this age
Oh.
of Aquarius, where people
Mm.
like you. Okay, let's the brothers at the conference were amazing. I mean, let's give the brothers the dap. Mfudishi, Osar, Imhotep, Dr. Ken Harris, Leonard Jeffries, James Smalls. I mean, Jabari Ozaki. The brothers threw down Riza Islam, the youth movement. Okay, but let me tell you about the sisters. Okay, this age of Aquarius. Maya Bello. Oh my God.
Yes.
Spirituality 101. Okay.
Whew.
Shahrazad Ali, Dr. Susan Tata, and let's not forget Dr. Rosalind Jeffries.
Oh.
Oh my God. It's the age of Aquarius. These sisters are really, really holding court right now. And so my book in the Great Awakening, the chapter on the Great Awakening, I talk about the coming age of Aquarius. I talk about the Asar Metaphorian that Brother Jabari spoke about yesterday. I tie it all into the laws of physics because what's happening right now can be described in quantum physics in the fourth dimension. In order for us to rise to that next level, the black matter in our minds takes us to that different dimension. Whereas now, a lot of the issues that we're facing as a people is because we're stuck into this third dimensional space of being affected by the sins of colonization and slavery are still affecting us to this day. And there's a certain few of us that are able to rise above that and use our African sacred science and the spirituality that these scholars are talking about, and understanding that we are physics, we are chemistry. Getting a
Mm-hmm.
degree is a European construct. We
Mm-hmm.
are physics. And once you believe that, and growing up in a city like Detroit, I've been around Black people all my life. So I haven't had a lot of people telling me what I can't do. A lot
Yes.
of things people have been telling me what I can do, and I've been taught by my people. And so it's a beautiful process of becoming. And so what I'm trying to do with this book is get people to better understand the power of the Black matter as a
Mm,
source of our rise as a people.
mm,
So that's kind of the background of the book. Chapter 1 is the Great Awakening. Chapter 2 is the Sankofa experience. Again, like I said, I take kids to Africa every year and work on that next generation. I focus on the power of the Black matter and the laws of physics behind African sacred science, and the reason why a lot of us are stuck and can't get to that next level. And so that's where the power of the spoken word is hopefully going to be used as a push to kind of let the vibration of my words, okay, just like you use the vibration of your words, and Sister Bello and her words, and Dr. Rosalind Jeffries and her words.
mhm.
Words have power. Words have power. Um, I'll put the blackmatterlives.net is my website.
Mhm.
And so that's where you can get a lot of, and the book is on Amazon, of course. Black
Can you
Matter.
share it here? Let me bring it to the screen so that when they see it just from the cover, is it possible
Mhm.
to load it up here?
Yeah,
Send it.
yeah. I'll share it real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Share screen. Here we go. Okay. Can you see it now?
Mm-hmm. Wait, it's
No, it's
coming.
coming up. I had
Yes.
to hit the share button.
Yeah. All right. If you can type the email, because I see Captree is asking, and I didn't really get it. You said Black Matters Live Ed. So
Lives.net.
you see the hands, the signs of the hands, Black Matter Leaves, not just black. You can also say Black Matters Lives, but like you said, Matters Leaves. So you can see the hands and the pearl in the middle. What is that? Is the universe or what?
It's the atom, the basis of physics is the
Okay, an
atom.
atom, the atom. Ah, okay.
Mhm.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and I put in the private chat, I can put the
Yeah,
website as well, and you can share it on the screen if you want. But anyway, this is the book. The website is blackmatterlives.net.
.net.
And
Okay, just like the book. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
mhm. And so this is where you can kind of learn more about it. And the spoke, if you want to get the book is great, but if you want the spoken word, this is where the spoken word bundle is, and you'll have access to all of the spoken word that I have, as well as my documentary called Sankofa.
Mm-hmm.
And then down here is where I have a curriculum which is used to teach rites of passage, young people and adults, about spirituality, about overcoming the obstacles and manifesting the life skills. So,
Mm-hmm.
and so that's a very important part of the book, is getting the young people, teaching them rites of passage. And
Yes.
I offer up the curriculum that I use for this program. And
Mm.
then that spoken word, I mean, that's just where the vibration comes from. So anyway, that's the website, blackmatterlives.net.
Mhm. Okay. Oh, what's it cut up? All right. I think he'll be joining us again. He just needs to click on the link. Probably he wanted to remove the book and then he kicked himself out. Travel Light, you got it. All of you, you get I think you got it. Black Matters Lives dot. What did you say? .net or .com? All right. So he's been kicked out of the show. All right. Good. He's back. Okay.
Sorry about that. That was my fault. I clicked the wrong button. I was supposed to
Clean.
stop sharing, and then but I
No,
apologize about that. But yeah, no, I put in there the website.
yes.
So
Beautiful.
yeah, that's the website to get to the book. But kind of transitioning into again the conference, and there were a few takeaways from the conference that I wanted to share, some feedbacks as you call them.
Yeah.
um
Go back. Yeah.
you know, Sister Bello, oh my God, she talked about vibrating the consciousness, using the spirituality as a power. Okay,
Yes.
and power is all in physics, right? And so it gels very well with what it's just amazing when the ancestors are all teaching, and the elders, and everything is coming. That's how we know that this is really, really coming to manifest, because
Ashe.
we are all kind of vibrating along a similar
Mm,
frequency. The
mhm,
messaging that we're getting is
mm,
is is just really, really powerful and on point and consistent.
mm.
Life is time, space, and actions. Sister Bella was like, you got to have pay attention and be intentional to
Yes.
create manifestation.
Mm,
Absolutely right on point. And she's
mm.
like, the purpose of life is to build good character.
Mm.
And then there was a panel, and a lot of the panelists, Dr. Ken Harris had asked the panelists, what was your crossover? When did you become conscious? When did you get that self knowledge and know? And then he asked them, what key takeaways, what actions, what do we need to do right now in order to make One Africa power and unity possible? And I want to share what a lot of the participants said.
Mm.
Number one, foundational and undying love for African people. Number
Yes.
one, you
Mhm.
know, you got to have a deep love for your people.
Mm.
Be one, black first. Okay. All this other stuff, secondary. Have a love for your people. Love your families and the people who are in your own household with love and compassion. We have to build up our families. Of course, the pyramid principle, which Dr. Leonard Jeffries talks about all the time: politics, economics, and culture.
Mm.
And then, of course, in those economic resources, the operational unity and employing our people, and using culture as our medicine. We have to get healthy.
Mhm.
Drink, as you say, drink your water, and
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 mind your
and
African business.
absolutely.
Mm.
Start with yourself, because everything starts with yourself, and lead by example. And I'm going to
Mm.
show some examples of what I'm doing,
Mm.
just to kind of inspire others to know that, hey, you can do big things with power and unity. So that's one thing I'm going to focus on once I stop giving feedback on the conference, is what am I doing.
Mhm.
Oh, thank you so much. I've been seeing the comments, and I appreciate the love, family.
Mhm.
Believe that you can make a difference. You can make a measurable change in the lives of others,
Mhm.
and be intentional to make organization and community service a lifestyle.
Mhm.
You have to make this a lifestyle, and focus on kids and be consistent, because
Mhm.
kids are watching. Our youth are watching us. And if we're going to do this collective vibration on May 23rd at 12 p.m., focusing on our kids and our families and ourselves, and loving black people, that's what the meditation and the global vibration is going to be about on
Mhm.
May 23rd.
Mm.
So one of the things that Brother Kaba Hiawatha Kamene, who wrote the introduction to my book, I was blessed to have Baba Kaba write the introduction to my book.
Mhm.
um, One of the things that he gave in his presentation at the One Africa conference is say we have to have a 100-year plan. we have to have a 100-year plan. And so one of the things that that Kaba always says is, I'm just looking for 3 out of 100. Because a lot of people aren't going to get this African sacred science. A lot of people aren't going to be able to elevate to that fourth dimension, the primordial waters of noon, as we say. When you listen to the vibration of voice, and you're able to go into that black matter and transcend space and time into that fourth dimension, that's where you enter the primordial waters of noon. When you spoke, Dr. Tata, when you spoke,
Yeah.
tears, moisture, tears, water. Okay. That's the power. That's the power. But a lot of people don't understand. That's physics. It's the power of the vibration. Your words, their ears, an emotional reaction, water. Right. And so a lot of the poetry that I do is love poetry, of course, because we need to get our relationships back right. And so sometimes some of my words, my one of my spoken word projects is called Moisture. Okay, and it's, if you depending on if you're taking African sacred science perspective, it's the waters of noon. But if you're into that European thing, you can kind of take it a different way in terms of erotic poetry. But words have power, words have vibration, and we need to heal the relationships between men and women right now. That's one of the main things that's part of my Black Matter Lives book. That's a whole 2 chapters dedicated to that. Poetry on love and marriage, and poetry on the reunification of male and female energy. The poem I'm going to do today is from that from that chapter. But Kaba says we need a 100-year plan, and right now 3 out of 100. Okay. So that's May 23rd, 2022, 3 out of 100. 25 years later, in 2047, let's get that number up to 10 out of 100. In 2072, 25 out of 100. 2097, 50 out of 100. And May 23rd, 2122 at 12:12 p.m., 100 out of 100. It's going to be a process. Okay, but it all starts right now with this conference, and then leading up to the collective vibration on May 23rd at 12:12 p.m. It's the ancestors, it's frequency, it's physics. Black matter lives. So real quick, if it's okay, unless you have another question, I want to show some examples of what we can do as individuals. I know you called me a village boy. I have some receipts, Dr. Tata. I have some receipts. I'm just a brother from Detroit. I hang out in the village that we adopted in the Gambia. And so, they don't call me village boy in there. I told you, they call me Tubob. I don't like that, but it is the kids. The kids are kids. They're going to call me Tubob, but it's all right. That doesn't stop me. But just as an example, forget about Black Matter Lives. Don't forget about it. But everybody can do something. And so I'm going to share screen and hit the right button this time. I'm sorry again.
No, I mean, even if it's not, then we're still gonna get you back.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so so this is just once you put this up, this is some of the work, the mission work that I'm doing in Africa. We put in water system. This is me with the village chief, the minister of water resources. We laid a foundation stone for clean water system, okay, in the village. And the women who have to carry water on their heads for 200 and 300 yards were loving me and thanking me and calling me by the name they gave me, Abrema Suleiman Toure. Okay. And so there are things that we can do. And then, so that was the groundbreaking. And then when we did the dedication of the water system, when it was done, we did the ribbon cutting ceremony in the village. Okay. And that's the chief of the village. and then and me with one of our primary investors. This is a guy from Detroit who has a business, and he helped to pay for a lot of this. And so I managed the project. And so there are just things that everybody can do to make a difference. Now these sisters only have to walk 20 yards to take clean water to their homes. We're talking 3,600 people now have clean water in this village, and I managed this project. We raised money, okay, and was able to do it. Now here are just a few pictures of me in the village with you know, with the kids. And you know, this is a Christian church helping a Muslim village. It does not matter. God's work for God's people, black first. So this is just an example, me meeting with the village chief and the elders to talk about the water system. Uh, we adopted families there. This is the family that adopted me, and this is the imam of the village, and introducing me to the latest member of the family, right? And me hanging with the kids. This is me meeting with the minister of water resources so that we can make sure that we have the right people working, and contractors working on this system. So you have to get involved in politics, and doing the work, and then meeting and eating my favorite dish, chicken yassa, West
Yes.
African dish. This is the old water system that we replaced. So yeah, I mean, you can do some amazing things. So this is Goree Island. This is me standing at the door of no return at Goree Island. And of the Renaissance Monument, which is pointing over to the west. The black family has to come back together. Dr. Leonard Jeffries stressed this so hard at the conference, that
Yes.
this Renaissance monument and the black man and the black woman, the black family getting together. That's why a whole chapter of my book is dedicated to black love and reuniting the black family. Okay. And then the youth pointing to the future, which is the West. So the brothers and sisters in America and the Caribbean coming in the diaspora, coming back to Mother Africa to help lift her up. That and so it's not a philosophy. This is stuff that I'm doing. I have a background in physics and engineering. This village still doesn't even have electricity, so we use solar power to power the new water system. Okay, so you have to have that knowledge. We have to build the infrastructure. We had a black contractor from Africa do this. Okay, not Chinese infrastructure. We as African Americans need to use our expertise and bring it to the motherland and do infrastructure projects like this: clean water, solar powered, and all of that. I mean, it can be done. It can be done. We just have to have vision. We have to, everybody needs to do it. Every church, every mosque, every fraternity, every sorority needs to adopt a village in Africa and help support them with infrastructure. We're providing scholarships, probably about 15 scholarships now for young men and young women to go to trade school from the village, to trade school and university. We're creating a women's marketplace where women can sell their goods. You don't have to go into the city and sell the same mangoes and tomatoes that everybody else is selling. We're going to give them bulk wholesale things that they can sell right in their village, so people can come to them to buy goods. So those are the types of things that we are going to be doing. We're taking a delegation of women to teach their women how to be business owners. And we'll create trade with things in the States. So those are the types of things that we are doing with the village that we adopted in the Gambia. And we're going there, and next month we're going to go there, and we're taking about 12 kids, right, to go through a traditional rites of passage bush ritual,
Mm-hmm.
where we will let the elders in the village sit under the baobab tree and advise the young men what manhood is all about.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's the same website. How can we get our sons involved in rites of passage?
Mm-hmm.
That's why I have the curriculum. You know, the note, everything that I have is in that curriculum that's on the blackmatterlives.net website. So I would
Mm-hmm.
encourage you to get the curriculum, and that's how I used to teach. But some of the things, so you know, I've been taking this is a picture of me, a much younger version of me. I've been taking young boys and girls to West Africa since the 90s. And this is the first group that I took. And African rites of passage, um, birth, rites of passage, marriage, and death. Those are the four stages of life. And we as
Mm-hmm.
African Americans, we don't do rites of passage anymore. And a lot of times when people leave the village, Dr. Tata, they don't do rites of passage anymore. They go get
Yes.
those big jobs in the big cities, and they forget some of the village principles and
Mm-hmm.
rituals that you know, that they used to do. You know, so rites of passage is a ritual, and so the elders would allow our boys and girls to march into the bush with their boys and girls.
Mm-hmm.
So these are a group of girls that we took, and you see them bonding with the babies in the village and all of that. And then I'm able to talk to them. So this was in the 90s. So these are grown people now. This one right here, Aaliyah, she's engaged to be married. This is Monique. She's married, 2 kids now. And
Mm-hmm.
then these are some of the boys that I took in the 90s, and they're grown now. This is Kyle. He went to Howard University and now works for the government in DC. This is
Mm-hmm.
Anthony. He went to Morehouse. I wrote his letter of recommendation to get into Morehouse, and he went. And now he's married with 2 kids and working in California. And this is Jonathan. He is he went to Howard and then went to Harvard for divinity school, and he's now the youth pastor at our church.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm interviewing them, asking them, because, you know, when you take the trip as a 13-year-old and process it as a 40-year-old, it's a whole different experience. And
Yes.
so it's very important that this is evidence that rites of passage, all of our youth need to go through rites of passage. So again, using Kaba's 100-year plan, let's get 3 out of 100 this year, May 23rd, 2022. Let's make a decision to get rites of passage. But then 25 years later, we'll have 10%, then 25%, then 50%. And when we do this on May 23rd, 22, all of our kids will go through rites of passage, and you will see a whole lot of difference. And
Mm-hmm.
so, you know, it's just a whole lot. Now, we're also doing work in Haiti. We just broke ground on a project to provide solar, for the first time, solar energy in one of the poorest regions in northern Haiti, where 600 students will have power for the first time. So we'll have ceiling fans, lights, and a computer lab. And we just started this project. It should be done in September. You know, and so everyone in the States, your fraternity, your church, your mosque, your community organization, your sorority, you all can be doing this type of work
Yes.
for Africans and the diaspora. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
we all need to be about action, not just talk. And we're raising money now. That we've raised, our goal is $50,000 to pay for all the kids to go on this trip, and we're at $40,000 now raised. So we're gonna
Mm.
get there. I mean, we've already bought the plane tickets, so we're there. And so it's a done deal. We're taking our entire Boy Scout troop to Africa, because Boy Scouts started. Lord Baden-Powell of Europe was on a military assignment in West Africa and observed rites of passage. And you know what Europeans do? They took it back. He took it back and started Boy Scouts. And his wife started Girl Scouts by observing Africans doing rites of passage. So that's the connection between Boy Scouts and rites of passage. So we're taking our entire Boy Scout troop to Africa next month for a rites of passage ritual. And we've raised the money to do it. So don't tell me that you can't do nothing. This is just some of the projects that I'm working on that, you know, it starts with self. It starts with self. Those are just some examples of things that regular people can do to make a difference, begin making a difference.
This is so amazing. Thank you so very much. I mean, it's just touching our hearts. Because why? Not just only that it's what we're supposed to do, but who is doing it. Because what we know, and this is one of the things that is just killing our narratives, that is stealing even our work. You will never see this anywhere. That's the problem. We keep saying the media is so important. And I'm still calling on all of you content creators. Content creators means spoken words, isn't it? We call it now public speaking or whatever. Because I know all of us have this gift and this talent. If we are not going to occupy this space of showcasing what we are doing for our own people, others are going to own the narratives. Because images like this, we only see white churches or evangelists in every other sector. And that's why everything always looks white. That's why everything looks like we don't do anything. That's why everything looks like we're just lazy people, you know, irresponsible Black people that just abandon their children, abandon their people. But now we're beginning to see the engagement that the diasporas have contributed. And I keep shouting aloud and telling the African continent and the leadership on the continent that diaspora is your number one partner. Let's we're putting it now on a political structure, like you say, right? Let's forget that it's our continent, but let's take it in terms of even, say, business. The number one African biggest partner is its diasporas and its migrants out of Africa. If you look at how much billions that is being sent, but who talks about it? Do you think it's the interest of CNN or BBC or any other person to say, oh, this is what our brother Ron Spears and his congregation and his ministry is doing in this neighborhood? You're going to pass around that water center. Everything looks white. That's why probably they call you Tuba. They call you Tuba, not just because they even, you know, the ignorance is because they always think it's white that does it. And so even if you see your own blood, your own brother, it looks just like white.
Well, the people who came before me were white, like you said, that were doing things like that in the village.
Exactly.
It wasn't until our church adopted this village that they started seeing us and then bringing our kids there.
Everything comes from us. Africans have been doing tremendous work. All of us are philanthropists for our people. We've been doing it and just not doing it to get some publicity. Like I said, if you were doing it like for business purpose or like just to get a name, it would have been everywhere. You pay the newspapers to report so that, you know, we collect more taxpayers' money and put it into projects like, no. We're sharing this conversation, not because you want to prove, oh, you're the one that is doing it, but it's because it's really showcasing that engagement, that unity, that power among us that has always been, anyway, that has always been. Today, we can begin to call names and name some factors, and people are thinking that is new. There's nothing new. All the things that we have been doing to our own people, to our own children, to our own self, and we don't look credit for it. We don't even want anybody to tell us because we just know it's in our nature to do it. It's part of us. We've always been doing it from the generations of our ancestors. We live by people. That's our greatest wealth. That's our money. That's our abundance. That's our fortune. That's our joy. That's what makes us cry the pains of and the tears of joy, because it's us, from us to us, for us. It has nothing to do with publicity. It has nothing to do. You shedding the light. It's like, don't wait to make it to do it. Don't wait. If I get a good job, then I do. If I save some money, then I go. If I have abundance, until I meet my needs, then I give. No. Every little thing you start doing. We're talking about the rite of passage. Even just putting up that curriculum that you can download and begin to do it at home. It's too much contribution. And like I said, we do it by ourselves. It's like me, I'm sitting here, everybody's like, we want to pay to run ads on your pages and this. And I said, I'm not here for that. I'm so sorry. Oh, we can pay you a lot of money for that, until we begin to say no to these things that buy even the things that we do for our own people and our own self. I'm not here to sit and host conversation and put our faces on to run ads and get some money. And I always tell everybody, you know where to put that money. The children on the street, our people back home, you know where to give them money. Why do you want to run ads on Pan African Daily or on our pages and to why? Because we are in the space of social media or YouTube. YouTube does it automatically. I've never applied for it or want to get anything about it, because, and also it's YouTube, it's okay. But us, from us, you know where to put the money. You know where to give it. It must not even only be the money. Okay, sharing the works of Ron Spears, you have contributed a lot. Sharing this conversation where people would watch this is too much. We are not here to be a competitor, like we say. We are only competitors to our own very self. If we have to challenge anything on this planet, it's challenging ourselves every day to go higher and higher and higher. So we are our own very competitors.
Action.
We don't have any. So
Preach,
I'm really
Dr.
thanking
Tata,
you.
preach.
I'm going to come to your church and put people on dry, and put people again on dry tears. No, what are we saying? The power of spoken words, like you said.
Yes.
Now, I'm coming back to that point, because that's where our magic is.
Yep.
But it all depends. Do you think you can script, write all this thing, memorize it, and pour it is going to bring the same effect? Because these powers of words comes with intentions. If your intentions are for a purpose and you have to create it, you have to memorize it, and you have to create it, you would see the effect also. But when it comes from that space where you say of freedom, of love, of care, of humanity, of the need to die for one another, you see the effect. Am I right?
Absolutely. It's just like what one of the panelists said during the conference. Make this a lifestyle. When this becomes a lifestyle, you don't do it for credit. You don't do it for publicity. It's just a lifestyle. This is what we do. And we've been doing it since the 90s. And so when your life becomes your purpose and your mission, the ancestors recognize what you're doing and they start putting their hands on you. They start guiding you. They start giving you messages, because now you know how to basically take that and yes, I've been given a gift of voice and words.
Yes.
Right. And not just the words, but the voice. Okay, because when you hear my voice, it's a vibration that comes.
It's a command. It's a command. It's a command to act. It's a command to do it. That voice.
That voice. And I use it for empowerment. I use it for love. I use it because we need all of that right now. We need our relationships to be, we need to bring the family back together. And it's gonna require a gift, the gift of spoken word, to foster love in our relationships again. We need the power of the spoken word and the vibration that comes with it to move into that fourth dimension, into the primordial waters of noon. And then Ptah is the conversion of potential into kinetic energy. That's the
Mhm.
physics of the spoken word to elevate to the atomic consciousness.
Mhm.
That's part of the African sacred science, the Shabaka stone, the Memphite theology, all of that. The spoken word has the power to move you through those stages if you can overcome the obstacles that are in your lives and move your black matter, your mind to our original first frequency. Then you have the ability to, it's what I call manifestation and unity. The things
Mhm.
that I'm doing, it's just a lifestyle now,
Mhm.
right? And so it might seem like a lot of great things, but this is all I've been doing for years. And then putting a book together, the curriculum together, it's the ancestors working through me because my life has become, this has become a lifestyle. And so again, Christian church, Muslim village, black first, black first. The only reason why I struggle going back to this church because once I got conscious at college at Morehouse, I was like, I don't know if this church is woke enough because I didn't know any of this stuff. I didn't know all of this. I should have learned that at my church. But you know what the Hosea teaches us in Ma'at is stay loyal to those who help you prosper. I grew up in this church, so I'm gonna come back. And guess what? There's money in these churches. These folks put 5, 10, $20 a week into my ministry. And that's how I'm able to do all this work in Africa and in Haiti. And so I found a way and we take young people to Africa. So um it's like you find a way to make your purpose your lifestyle and the ancestors will have your back and take the rest. And so you don't, the credit goes to them, the publicity goes to them because on May 23rd we're gonna get more people to do this.
Yes.
25 years later we're gonna get 10 out of 100. Then 50 years later we'll get 25, then 75, and then 100 out of 100 on May 23rd, 21, 22. They're going to have my curriculum. They're going to have Black Matter Lives. They're going to start manifesting the type of change. This didn't happen overnight. This became a lifestyle for me. You know, the event I'm having tomorrow is Kentucky Derby Day. We get dressed. And one thing about Detroit, we get dressed. Okay, black people get dressed in
I
Detroit.
know. Wow. Trust us. E.
Man, I should show you all
Trust.
some pictures of I should show y'all some pictures of how we get dressed in Detroit. I'm gonna show some of the pictures of the ladies in Detroit.
Mm.
This is something that we do each year for the Kentucky Derby time. All right. Can you see it?
Mhm. I'm gonna add
Okay.
it.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna show you some of the Kentucky Derby. We get dressed up. We rent out the African
Oh,
American Museum and we get dressed
yes.
and
Mm.
we just look like the royalty that we are, you know.
Mm.
And I'm part of the group that puts this together. Tomorrow is our big event and our tickets are selling like crazy. So
Oh.
we're gonna have a couple hundred people in Detroit dressed to kill. Let's just like this. Okay. And with the big hats for Derby. And the charity partner this year, when we do it at the museum, we give memberships because museums need membership. So everybody who buys a VIP ticket gets a membership to the museum. And this is the museum that we had for the gala that I hosted for the gala
Mhm.
for the Happy Movement for Saturday night was at this museum. And so this is where we were Saturday. And so these are the ladies. Let me show some of the fellas too now, because it's not just about the ladies too. We Let me see here.
Mm.
Derby style for men. Okay. So, you know, we get some of the fellas too to kind of get dressed up and compliment their queens, you know. Um, so anyway, this year our charity is Morehouse College, my alma mater, the scholarship fund. So we've already because tickets, the event is tomorrow. We've already sold the tickets. The event tomorrow, we're going to raise a couple of $1,000s for students going to Morehouse. You know, so you know, again, once this becomes your lifestyle, this is just what we do. So this is how we get down in Detroit.
Mm.
We're all about fashion. We're all about lifestyle. So that's one of the things that makes Detroit so special, is we know how to dress and have a good time.
Oh,
So
it
anyway,
sounds
I just wanted to
bad.
show a couple of pictures, but tomorrow is our Kentucky Derby event, and we've already raised a couple of $1,000s for young men who are going to Morehouse. So
So
again,
I would have loved to really see the dress that you're putting on tomorrow. Mm.
I'm not putting on a dress tomorrow. I'm wearing. All right. I'm being silly. I'll show you the group that puts it on, Circle Events, because it'll show you us, the group that we put it on. Yeah, okay. So this is us. It's 6 of us. Share screen. Okay, screen 2. Okay, yeah, let that come in and I'll show you what I have worn over the years to the Derby.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so obviously that's me with the ascot. This is my wife
Mm-hmm.
here, and Bruce and Lisa, and this is Doris and Phil. And unfortunately, Phil passed away a couple of weeks ago. So this is really,
Oh.
really hard on us this year. Because it's a team of 6, and now we're a team of 5, and
Mm.
it's really difficult. And we also did a Black to Africa party where we dressed in African. Had everybody dress in African attire and come,
Mhm.
you know. So and then for charity, and we did this at the museum as well. But this is another previous event where we wore. This is the name of our group, Circle Events Detroit. And you know, you can do fascinators, you can do big hats. We do a lot of different things, and this was another year. So we've done this for about 6 years, 6 or 7 years now. We had to take a year or 2 off because of the pandemic.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, this is but yeah, you reminded me of the Africa, the Black to Africa party. That's a big deal because that it's just beautiful to see Black people
Yes.
dressed in
Yes.
African garb. So yeah,
Yes.
I forgot about this one here, but I mean, you know, so we do Derby and we do Africa style. But when you see beautifully melanated queens and goddesses wearing their African or Black attire, it's a beautiful thing. This is my wife here,
Oh.
wearing a necklace. I got her from the Gambia.
Mm. Ashe. This is it.
Yeah. So it's you know,
Mm.
we do events, we do theme-based events here, and you know, we donate money to charity. And like I said, when it becomes a lifestyle, it's just what we do. But it's just there's just so much that we can do, you know. Like I said, every fraternity, every sorority, every church, every mosque, every temple, every come on, y'all. We can do this. Just do something.
Yes.
Just do something for
Mm.
your people.
So beautiful.
Yeah.
So
That's Detroit.
beautiful.
That's Detroit. So yeah, we've done this a couple times, you know, and that's just what we do. We do these theme-based events, and we you know, we pay for expenses and donate money to the charity, to cancer foundations, to museum memberships, so that our Black museums can stay in business, you know. And now our charity for the Derby tomorrow is my alma mater, Morehouse. So scholarship, because I'm president of the Detroit chapter of Morehouse alumni. So we will be handing out checks to the incoming freshmen on their way as we send them off to Morehouse. So, you know, like I said, I'm just one guy. I just wrote a book, but you know, what I'm doing is what needs to happen. So I do have a poem for you. I don't know if you still are ready for it or interested.
I'm just so ready and so interested. And I mean, like before yesterday, please just go ahead. But don't let me cry. Just
This is called Message to the Original Woman. If all the people on the planet Earth trace back their family roots of the human race, they will ultimately find a Black woman from Africa staring them right in their face. She created irrigation systems to bring water and life throughout the land. She sat on thrones in ancient civilizations and commanded armies with a steady yet firm hand. Her dignity and grace ended as her precious body was reduced to a pleasure and breeding tool. Europeans profiting from selling Africans into slavery saw her, and all they can do was drool. Violating her body on slave ships throughout the diaspora and the plantations of America, breeding new slaves profited the American economy, leaving Black families in a state of mass hysteria. Separating her family devastated her mental state as her womanhood was stripped away. Despite this heavy burden, the spiritual force that guided her life caused her not to stray. She led slaves to freedom, educated the ignorant, and worked to abolish this peculiar institution. She prayed, organized, agitated, or silently let her quiet strength spark the civil rights revolution. Outlasting slavery and Jim Crow restrictions, her struggles did not end but came closer to home. Now able to live free in our society, the many men in her life left her to raise children on her own. Once again, she sacrificed everything to uphold the Black family for yet another generation, taking its toll on her livelihood and the talents she could have used to make this a better nation. Despite more setbacks, her spirit continues to thrive as she achieves excellence in education. Overcoming racism and sexism, she is found in the executive ranks of every major corporation. Her intelligence and abilities admired by people around the world as she achieves much success. Never will she forget the spiritual force that guided her and her ancestors through a lifetime of stress. Her achievements feel somewhat empty without a strong and supportive Black man by her side. She would even step aside if he would overcome his powerless mentality and show some pride. Her faith and confidence in the Black man will never fade, even if he refuses to continue this fight. She knows that his partnership plays a deeper role outside her life as she understands God's plight. Her womb is the sacred gateway to bring the next generation of babies free of inferiority, screening out the men in her life not guided by that same spiritual force must become her top priority. Her respect and dignity, mixed with his strength and purpose, will transfer to the unborn child, returning or restoring culture and spiritual traditions, defining our greatness will make our ancestors proud. That's the message to the original woman.
Ashe. That is so deep and so true.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. 100-year plan, May 23rd, 2122. We're going to get there. But it starts, we got to think beyond our generation. But May 23rd, 12:12 p.m., 2022, the Great Awakening.
Brother Urel is saying, I'm jealous now.
I got a poem in here for the brothers too now. A message to the original man.
I don't really know whether she was jealous of the poem or of the project, that because she's anticipating to build a school as well. So that could be, the different points of it. But that was incredible. And Thank you so much for honoring us, the sisters, the queens, the mothers there. I mean, the goddesses. It's rare. It's rare. And but we're seeing it more and more. How much you respect us, how much you love us, how much you protect us, how much you fight for us, how much you go through pains because of us, how much you give up every other thing for us. Every time, how much you are targeted all the time because of us. I mean, the fact that they target the black man has really nothing to do with the black man, but the black man is just always paying the price for her queen. And that's why they have to get her out of the way so that they can get access to the goddesses. So we appreciate you. We thank you. We know and we love you. We know that many battles that you go through, even those that are sometimes now being bitten or taken apart or going through some challenges, one thing that we know that the universe brought you was just for us, and you pay prices that we should have paid anyway in so many ways. So we are thankful. We're not going to deny the fact that all of us are destroyed. All of us are facing a lot of challenges. And so we should be strong enough to understand. And we thank the divine, our ancestors, for giving us that understanding no matter what. Even as we strive to build our families, those that are still broken, those that are still struggling, we remember you and we know you will get through. And even if you don't get through, we trust the biggest plan. We trust the master planner that everything would work out well for any of us individually as one global Black family. I want to thank you so much, Reverend. You're bringing so much into my spoken words. Now, you see, I start to imitate you.
You know,
I start to
you
want
showed me a different side of you, Dr. Tata, at the conference. So we're gonna explore that because with your platform, you you let so many of your guests do so much of the talking. But when you talk, when the spotlight was on you, energy, vibration, power, spirituality, ancestors, everything. I felt it all. I felt it. And you got it. You got it. You're anointed. You you are appreciated. You are this code that you started with everything else that's going to be happening. Yeah, the great awakening has begun and you are a part of it.
I
A
share
huge part. And
Bayeti.
we appreciate I receive your gratitude. I offer you gratitude as well, and flowers.
That's the reciprocity in the Ma'at. And that's
Yes,
how
Lord.
we are. That's who we are. And nothing should stop this, even after anything that happens. We're giving the blessings to our children to say nothing, nothing. We might have failed, but you have to cross that line, complete the mistakes or the openings that we left. And it's your chance to do it. That's why
It
we
takes
do.
a lot of humility to do that.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of humility to correct the wrong. It takes a lot of humility to get over the differences between Christians, Muslims, African nationalists, Pan Africanists, Nubian Islamic Hebrews, Nation of Islam. Um, it takes black first. It takes a lot of humility to focus on one Africa, black first. It takes humility to admit that we've done wrong by our young people, and we got to correct that. It takes humility to correct mistakes that we've made in our relationships. It takes humility, but that's what's going to be needed for us to, again, May 23rd, this collective vibration. Those are the things that we have to, in that meditation, in that vibration, you know, and
Mhm.
I outline the whole agenda in the book as to what we need to do for the young people, what we need to do for Black love,
Mhm.
you know, but it starts with each of us as individuals.
Thank you so very much. I think the powers that be and the ones that actually is supporting us also, we want to reach out and thank them. I have a powerful team of women behind me. You know, like we say, each one comes with a million ancestors.
Yep.
And before I even took that trip, these women were praying day and night. They're the senior executive women on the Pan African Daily. You all see them in the charts and everything that we do. So it's a collective vibration. Like we said it even before I left, you were sending me out there. The continent is sending me out there, all the spirits and everyone, those in the chart, all of us on this global family. It was a call that we made here and said, okay. And all of them, they said, we are sending Dr. Tata to this conference, you know, go with our words. And I did deliver. And I gave all the greetings from all the families on the Pan African Daily team, on the continent, from everything, from nature, from everything. So I think it's okay to see one person as the physical and the voice, but the empowerment that is in the ancestors, the supporters, the spirit and the vibration that accompany the last message and the messenger, it's what that's where the magic is. So I thank every one of us, because without you, I didn't even know, like I keep saying it, but I trust in that I was sent as a messenger to deliver a message. And I'm very happy because you're coming back to tell all those who sent me for whatever thing, those who even just like go on our behalf. You're giving them just the feedback. They weren't maybe there and like they didn't even know whether I just branched the corners or I just like, but coming back from the source of the receiver of the message, I think we are all happy and thankful that this miracle happened, and it's the Kurt.
Yeah,
So
I am elevating in my consciousness, and I can recognize, I'm spiritually attuned to
mhm.
recognize greatness when I hear it. What you said was greatness. And I know my girl Felicia is going to be on your platform a week from now.
Yes.
I think she was crying the whole time. She'll tell you. She
She
was
cried
in the back,
with me.
with the team, with the production team. So she was able to see all the dynamics of what was going on as she was wiping away her tears. But I'm gonna let her explain that. But I'm just letting you know, Dr. Tata, you got more flowers coming.
She cried for 2 days. She called me on the day after. She was crying. She called me on the day after. She was still crying. She's like, when am I going to stop crying?
Yeah.
Mama Bello reached out. She was crying. And I mean, even till after that effect. And that's the power of of us as a collective. And the genuinity, like you said, this greatness has been given upon all of us. But when we take it and make a show and make business out of it, it's diluted. When the intentions are polluted in one way, even unconsciously, right?
Hmm.
Or
Yep.
intentionally. That's why Mama Bella's words were just like picky. And she has made a whole card out of the 1212 vibration movement. She has made it. She has made posters. She has made cards on her own. And she said, this galaxy has come to stay. This 1212 movement, the vibration, the power has come to stay. And that's the crossover. So I want to thank you, Prophet. I want to thank you, brother. I want to thank you. And I keep telling my people and the big family that is giving me the opportunity to stay here every day on the Pan African Daily. We want to thank you for all your comments, all your contributions. And that's what makes this power here, this dynamism. Like even those that are not coming, they're sharing. You see it. I bring most of the comments or the ones that catch our attentions, like apart from even those who just come in, you see the vibration, how people greet each other, you know, how they interact within. And none of us have probably even physically met one another, but you just see in the comment, oh, I greet you. What did you eat today? Or what you did? And that's that vibration. That's everything, a combination of everything. But there's also some, even when they're not typing and they always give a feedback, like, I'm listening. I'm at work, but I'm listening. And at one time we saw a lot of them like, oh my God, Pan African, you're going to make me lose my job right now. Because right now I'm at work, but I have to be on my phone, you know, so that I don't miss it. That's the power in unity. And that's actually what you brought to this Detroit. That's already the spirit in that space. We talked about why that location when I asked Taki that, because it's also the spirit in that place, the Morehouse, the congregation, that people that say come, when they open the doors, miracles begin to happen, right? Yeah,
Yep.
there also were some challenges, and we could see that negative energy that was really pushing through. And Sister Felicia is really going to come here and share some kind of incredible experiences in the background that we all experience. It's amazing. You see the fight against our unity. It's physical. It's there. You see it. But we're also saying even that is part of the plan. Even that is also part of how we need to work harder, and how the forces and the energies and the divinity that is working for us is unstoppable. So it's our time. Unstoppable Africa.
Unstoppable Africa. Yes.
Black matter lives. Black
And
matter.
the Black Matter lives. And
Yes.
the ministry that I lead at the church, the African ministry, footed the bill. The money, the donations that I get, $10,000 to rent out that museum for the gala Saturday night. When you're able to do things like that and expect
Ooh.
nothing in return but love, that's my art. That's mer. That's mer. That's my art. That is what we need to do. And when I tell you that gala was on fire, I'm telling you.
It was on fire. It was on fire. I cannot wait to just on a private visit to visit, just to thank them for that. Just to thank them in this congregation. And please, before we even do that, extend our love, our gratitude, our thanks to them. I know they already get it. It's a production that comes back. It's a vibration that you all get it back. But physically, just extend, and that it by everything possible, I would be there just to share that thanks from the continent and what they did. It was amazing.
Thank you.
It's amazing.
We receive it.
We can
Gratitude.
be. You know, that's who we are. When we say the lovers, we're not saying the warriors again. We say the lovers. That's all us. When the collective of just the few, like you said, the three come together, there's nothing we cannot do for our people. There's nothing we can do for one another.
Nothing.
Thank you. Thank you so much, my king. Thank you so much, our king. Thank you so much, the chosen one.
That's you.
Thank you.
We got two of them right here. Who's the third? Come on. Who's next?
Exactly. And all of them that are just here, and say wonderful spirit in this place. I love it. I love it.
Well, hey, I can't wait till we do this again.
Yes.
I have plenty more poetry for you.
Please.
So,
I mean, I think Caribbean is already ticking on the clock. And I was sharing some conversation with the Queen Mother today of the Caribbean, and they said they felt even the vibration from the One Africa Conference. It could be felt already that this thing that is happening here, it's a win that is going across. Okay, so we're gonna take that win to the Caribbean also, to our people in Panama. That healing is going to touch them, each one, like it all touched us in Detroit. And then we bring back it to Europe at the meeting. So everything is just working for us. Everything. So we love all of you here. And I would get in touch with you, because we need to hang up very, very soon. The spirit that is burning here, we need to continue flaming. And every time, that's why I keep saying, put on your alarms. 12 to 12. I want to greet Queen Therese Millet Joseph Amin. That's the first couple that Pan-African Daily TV ever had last year when we launched, and that our first couple was Teresa Miss Millet Joseph and the husband. And she's also one of our in our trainee group, or one of our experts, or a teacher, and she's really focused on Black families and love. She is explosive on her channel with the metamorphosis. Yeah. Like we're metamorphosing into it, melting into one another. I can't wait to also have her again on the show very soon. They want to give a love story. Him and the husband, you're right, how they went through all the, because I followed them. We followed them when she came, and the husband was always like, "Where are you now?" And she said, "You know where I'm on the Pan African Daily now." And each time, because those times we used to open the calls, and the husband would always call, "I want to just say that's everything that I have sitting right there." That's everything that I have sitting right there. And so she's also going to be a pioneer, a referent here for Black love families. So we want to have couples come up and just share the vibration. What has put them, entangled them together like this, you know? And she is actually had been working on that project, and I think she's almost ready with it. And we'll be having that series, Black Love Family. We want to have couples come up, boys or girls that are in love, just share. What is it to just be in love, in Black love? Hmm? Want to get, parents coming up. Yes, exactly. That's it. Black mothers' lives. Just come up to say, hey, this is it. This is the kind of love I feel from my parents. I can never get it anywhere. Celebrating that excellence and that performance as us, from us to us, is a wonderful thing. And I love it so much.
I see.
Thank,
I see some
thank,
of the comments. There's a lot of romantic poetry in the book. Trust me. But if you want to, reading it and hearing it, two different ways. So on the website, you could choose to get the book, which I would encourage, but the audio book and the spoken word bundle, that puts my voice and the words behind, with some music behind it.
I'm going to be sharing all this all along, and I keep sharing the website where you can get this book. I already saw a couple of people that say, I just got mine, and we all have to get it, because the spoken story and reading, even just in the absence of others, that's the best thing.
Absolutely.
That's the best thing. Keep finding, flaming up the vibration here.
Yep.
Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So what is the last word you want to leave us with tonight? Because I hear you want to prepare something else for tomorrow.
Yeah, no, just May 23rd,
Yes.
12 p.m.
Thank you.
The Great Awakening,
Yes.
collective vibration. But you can't stop there. That's just the start. One Africa, power and unity. Manifestation and unity is what Black Matter Lives is all about.
Yes.
Manifesting change using the power of our minds, African sacred science, the laws of physics, and the power of the spoken word. I'm blessed with the gift of voice. I'm blessed with the gift of words, and words have vibration. Words can manifest change.
Yes.
And when you start to manifest, watch what happens. Watch what happens next. Ashe.
Thank you so much. Ashe. Bayete. Bayete, my king. Thank you so much for blessing us with this session. And the same love that you give, we just give you back. Share it with the queen at home, with the children and the congregation. Tell them we love them so much. Okay.
I will. Thank you.
So much. Thank you. Blessings.
Blessings.
Bye. Ooh. Yes. Now we know. If you didn't know, now we know. If you didn't know, now we know. Unstoppable Africa is what we've been sharing today. The messages come the way it comes. Yesterday was like, this is it. This is what freedom looks like. And today the message was unstoppable. Unstoppable Africa. I just want to salute our Queen Therese Millet Joseph, who is here. And I think she's really, really ready, charge of, like I said, she's going to be coming on a series that we call Black Love and Family. A Black Love and Family is going to celebrate us, right? Don't always think Black love and family means couples only, because most of us are singles. It doesn't mean that you're not in love. Most of us, when I say single, women, men, all, both. So when we say Black love families, It's all a collective. Whether those that are just in love in their partnership and they're enjoying the vibration, or those that are single and loving themselves. So Black love doesn't choose. It's not discriminating. It's not saying we're not daters. Like, okay, we just create and meet people. Yes, but on this channel, we're going to meet people that say, I'm in love. I need to be loved. And all the people that will be saying, I'm also looking for my match. There's nothing wrong with it. That's the purpose that we want to build. We want to build strong Black families, create strong generation of Black kids, right? And keep it among us and circulate the vibration. You see, when we mingle it, you see how it looks like. Can never be when we dilute. Dilution. I'm so sorry about that. It's not about anything more. It's just about the power of love. And that Black doesn't really has to mean a white in a color. It's just Black because the universe is Black. It's just Black, not just because of the color of my clothes or the color of my hair. It's just Black because it's a magic. And every other thing comes out from there. It's the origin. Okay. It's the origin. Maybe some of us just chose to remain Black. We could have also have metamorphosed into some other colors, whatever, purples. But the fundamental of what we're talking about, Black love, family, unity, is the basic. It's the basic of creation. It's the basic of 1212. It's the basic of Black Matters Lives. It's the basic of our unity. So it's not limited just to families. It's the abundance in all of us. Like you can love yourself like you don't even want to share. Who thinks that is also, not a part of the process? It is. So we want you to cheer up. We don't want you to feel like, when we say a Black love family, now we're already in the systematic, oh no, it's just for couples. That's couples. When we talk about that, then we talk about marriage. Okay? Then we talk about relationships. But we're talking about Black love family. It's a collective of the singles, of the marriage, of the whatever, of the children, of us as a totality. So I want to make this really clear. And let's not begin to see people here like, oh, I'm single. Why are we talking about love here? It's like, and some people will be sad when couples come to share their experience, or when children come to share, or when individuals just come to share the love for one another. Okay? And I already told you, if you think you're single, come on, don't even think it. Don't even think it, because the abundance of love in you, and that's why you're single, because you have just too much. You just have too much. But yours is just to do what? Continue to spread it, to share it, because you have too much. So there's nothing about being single. There's the love that matters. We can all be polygamous and married 20 and still look single and still feel miserable and still feel unloved. That's even one of the reasons why I get one and I thought, oh, this would be, no, it's not right. Then I find second and I thought this would give me. And I thought, we already had that discussion here. Nobody gives you love. You give yourself love and you share it with the others, right? So we have to get these things clear about our original love people that we are. Begin to differentiate all this theories and systems of the world, that until you get a ring on your finger, until you're in quote unquote with one another, until you're in a partnership with this, and that's what has to make you. But of course I do agree. Hey, queens, we need our kings so badly. Kings, we need our queens so badly. That one is indisputable. If that makes us happy, that's the point. We're not going to live in that kind of a system that we we can never live without our king. So let me just already tell you that. There's no way. There's just no way about it. We're not that kind of frozen, cold people. We need our men like so badly. And our men, they need our queens like so badly. And nothing is going to stop that. Nothing is going to replace that. Okay? So, yes, that's the village. That's how it is. I'm still waiting on Sister Felicia to bring us the guest for tomorrow. That's why I can't really say anything. But one thing that I know is, like, probably we're going to divert a lot because we have to reach out to our young executives. You all know that we were coming out with our young executive volunteers, young people that are empowering to create content, in the different languages and stuff like that. And most of them are really doing that work. They're passionate about it. They have their groups. Marsha Lawrence, who is here, is one of the teachers or the coordinators in that group, and many us, right? And so tomorrow we want to get a feedback from them. We want to hear how they've been metamorphosed without, we throw them in the water and just ask them to create. They don't have a teacher, they just have a guardians. If they need a feedback, they come back to us. And these are people that create a lot of the content on our social media space. They post articles, they write articles, they go to the villages, they interview people, they create content that we all enjoy for us, right? Some of them are journalists, they're writers, they're creative, they're poets, like everything that just keeps us in that vibration of that talent, of our talent. So if you are still also some of that one that thinks, I can be a part of this, you're welcome. Remember, I already sent it out there. We're looking for this collective, but it's not a business venture. We're not wanting to build all these kind of things, fantasies. Oh, we want to be the biggest media. No, we're just here minding our African business, doing what comes from our heart. We are not in competition with anybody. We're just in competition with ourselves. How much better we can challenge ourselves to move from height to height. Okay? Nothing above that. Right? And if it's our business, it's just about our unity. That one, we cannot give it up for any other person. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Cheryl is pouring out those roses, and I keep throwing it back to you. Don't throw so much roses at me, because it's all you. And so anything that you heard Brother Ronnie Space said, oh, you were just, it was you. It was you that did all the magic, okay? I was just a vessel. I was just a messenger. Like I said yesterday, I gave the message you gave. So don't throw me so much roses. I'm going to pour it back to you, because that's just always what I say. So 12:12, set your alarms, and we're going to be drumming. We're going to be, 23rd to 25th. But, like I keep saying, it's a daily thing. Set your alarms at 12:12 p.m. every day. It has to ring. When it rings, no me without you, no me without you. Okay, no you without me. So I want to thank you. I think we'll be rounding up today a little bit more earlier than yesterday. Know what makes me guilty? When I see the numbers, when I see you watching, it's so hard. It's so painful to just leave. To just leave the numbers, like you dance and leave the floor, and the dancers are still there. Leave the DJ on the platform, right? So I want to thank you. I want to thank you, my beloved, my family. We love ourselves so above every other thing. And that's our business. Our African business is drink our water and mind our 12:12 Ubuntu connection, business, whatever, unity, love. Yeah. Thank you. I'm so happy to be in this moment. That's what he's saying. Do you want me to shout out to all of you where you're watching from? Then just type where you're watching from, because that's also one of the things that the Queen Mother of Caribbean said this morning. Always make sure that people tell you where they're watching from, because it's a blessing to their locality. They're representing a whole collection of all. Now you see why Ref was talking about his community. It's the vibration in the community that is represented by one person. So wherever you're watching from, I bless you today and give back the same love to your community. So we see ourselves tomorrow with our young executive team. It might be in the afternoons, because they want us to keep the 12:12 time. And they were saying that we definitely would do it 12:12 time. It should be 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. Eastern time. I really don't know, but you know it. Set your alarms. And your alarms now should be your subscription and your notification. So when we come up, all of us are just on the same space, okay? So it can be 12:12. And it must not be evenings. If we have another guest for evening tomorrow, we would share that announcement. But even if we don't, please just make it a date. If you don't get a notification that we're not live, we don't want to spend more energy always reminding people. Are we that, not people that just get the message once? We just get it. And that's also a trap. When are we ready? When are we ready? When is our time? When the thief comes, like the church said, when the trumpet sounds, where will you be? So be ready. Be awakened. Stay awoken. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We see ourselves tomorrow. Good night. Tukupama.
You are watching the Pan-African Daily TV with Dr. Susan Tata. The Africa we want. Unity, consciousness, our culture, our spirituality, our history. One Africa for Africans worldwide. Motherland's calling its diaspora home. Join my voice. Join my team. Join my campaign. Campaign 21 hashtag 1 million subscribers on the Pan-African Daily TV YouTube. Be a volunteer. Apply now. Be the new Africa.
Okay. I thought that I had to.
You are watching the Pan-African Daily TV with Dr. Susan Tata. The Africa we want. Unity, consciousness, our culture, our spirituality, our history. One Africa for Africans worldwide. Motherland's calling its diaspora home. Join my voice. Join my team. Join my campaign. Campaign 21 hashtag 1 million subscribers on the Pan-African Daily TV YouTube. Be a volunteer. Apply now. Be the new Africa.